Let's talk about loading payroll element entries into Oracle EBS. Anybody working in payroll routinely faces the problem of updating employee payroll element entries. It's an easy enough task, but it can be highly time consuming. Each individual employee can take a minute or two to tackle, and normally you'll be doing it en masse, dealing with hundreds, if not thousands, of employees at once. That minute or two can quickly morph into hours, if not days. What if you had a faster way? With the More4apps Element Entry Wizard, you do. It's a spreadsheet-based loading tool that gets you moving faster and more accurately than ever before. In this video, we'll look at the options you have to tackle this task and contrast Oracle's entry methods with the More4apps Element Entry Wizard. There are three main ways to upload element entries in Oracle: through the Maintain Employee Assignment form, through the Batch interface, and the Web ADI approach. The element entry form and the assignment maintenance screen works well for individual loads, but it is quite a click around to get it done. You need to search for the employee, navigate to the assignment, and then the element entry form before selecting your element type and entering the individual inputs. When that's done, you need to close back out of those screens so you can search for the next employee and repeat the process. Not very practical for mass updates. Oracle also provides two methods to speed this up a little. We'll look at them together. At the top, you can see the batch element entry form. The video shows you the step-by-step process. You have to define your batch details before you start. Then you can select an element type, and finally start entering your employee entries row by row. On the surface, this is a bit better than what we just looked at. Less clicking around forms, but you are still limited by the nature of the form. You have to query up each individual assignment and click through the controls row by row for each person. It's faster than the entry form, but it's really not perfect. We'll leave that going and look at the Web ADI process at the bottom. This is a spreadsheet-based approach, so you end up defining your batch header in a spreadsheet after you save it down to your PC. You'll have to set the batch header values by hand and then load it up. When that's done, you can start entering the lines. This time a second spreadsheet is generated, so you have to save that down to your PC and then open it up so you can start tackling the individual employees. Because the worksheet was blank, you have to add the employees in manually using the search function and then put in the entry details. It's a bit quicker than the batch form, but a bit awkward to use. You could cut and paste the employee and element info from a source document, but the columns have to align correctly and it's easy to make a mistake. When you're done, you have to import the batch, and then you'll want to monitor its progress, which means clicking back into EBS and viewing the concurrent manager. It feels like you're all over the place with this. HTML forms, multiple spreadsheet files, EBS forms. Ugly. The Element Entry Wizard simplifies the whole process. When you open it up, you're presented with a single pre-prepared spreadsheet with different colored columns. Those for the data elements are lightly colored, and those for the return values from Oracle are darker. The sheet is blank, so there are no inputs yet. The tool uses the batch interface process, so you set up the batch by clicking on the toolbar or double-clicking on the orange fields at the top. Immediately, you are prompted to log in by the standard Oracle sign-on screen. As always, just enter your username and password and click on Login. Next, select the appropriate responsibility. Choose one that is authorized for element entry loading. In the batch form, you can select the element type you're interested in loading and enter a new batch name. After the form closes, you can see the inputs for the selected element type are now in the worksheet with the appropriate headings. Next, you download the employees you want to assign the element to. You can see a number of filters available to select the correct subset of people. In this case, we'll just select the monthly payroll and search for them all. There's 144 in this list, but we don't want them all, so we'll select the ones we want by looking down the list. And when we have them all, we just click on Download. Great, there they are in the spreadsheet. To get them ready for uploading, you can enter the entry information directly into the spreadsheet with the cursor, or open an edit form to select the information you want with data validation. You can see how easy it is, and the Oracle validation and list of values are there for those controls that need it. The great strength of Excel for this type of task is the ability to use cut and paste. You can do it one row at a time, or you could copy right down to the bottom for those inputs that are the same for all employees. Then you just add the individual payment values. You might do it one at a time, or if you want to duplicate them, you can copy them down like this. Right, ready to go. You can select to load a subset of the rows with the cursor if you want, or load the whole sheet by taking the second option at the top of the toolbar here. They've been loaded to the interface table. Now you need to kick off the import job. You can do it through the EBS forms if you like, but there's no need. You can also do it directly from the wizard. Once that's submitted, you can view the progress of the concurrent request, again directly from the wizard. There's no need to go back to Oracle to follow it. As soon as the concurrent request is completed, you just go up to the refresh button in the toolbar and you can see the results. These 24 employee assignment element entries have all been uploaded successfully. Quick and simple. I think you'll agree the Element Entry Wizard is the easiest method to upload payroll element entry information en masse. As with all More4apps wizards, it is completely configurable. It supports descriptive and further information flex fields and uses Oracle's fully supported batch interface gateway. You can pre-validate with edit forms and take advantage of cut and paste and all the feature-rich functionality of Excel. Why not reach out to one of our sales team or take a look at it yourself by using the URL above.